What's poppin', everybody? Today I'm going to be reacting to the content creator Playing with Fire. For those who don't know, Playing with Fire, or Alex, is a dating coach on YouTube. While I do disagree with him on some things, he seems to be pretty level-headed and in general does give out some pretty good advice. And also when I see him debate, he seems to be one of the more calm debaters, not in a gaslighting way anyways. The video I'm going to be reacting to today is the ultimate self-improvement habits ranking worst to best. There are some things that I agree with here, and there are other things that I think Alex misses the mark of. Now before I jump in, I'm going to only be going over the ones that I disagree on or I think can be expanded upon. So for example, later in the video he talks about going to the gym. No disagreement here, I can't argue against that, and there's nothing much I can add other than, yeah, you should go to the gym. Everyone who's into self-improvement knows that you should go to the gym. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video.
I know that I'm gone. They see me blowing off, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, 22
until the very end. All right, so let's start off with 4 tier. The first thing on the list is waking up early. You see this a lot with hustle culture. It's like, yeah, you gotta wake up before the sun comes up. No, you gotta wake up at 4 a.m. I'll tell you guys a fun little secret. What time you go to bed and what time you guys wake up doesn't make any kind of tangible difference in how successful you are. Me personally, I go to bed at like 6 a.m., wake up at 3 p.m. I'm quite successful with girls and with money. What matters is what you actually do during the day, what you get accomplished, what time you start your day is purely personal.
Okay, there is some truth here. Also some things that I disagree with. It absolutely does matter when you go to bed and when you get up. If I go to bed at 1 a.m. because I was playing video games all night and then I don't get up till 2 p.m., very big problem, because most of the time my sleep schedule is going to be depriving me of proper sleep and I'm just going to feel more sluggish throughout the day. I think this is just more about getting proper sleep. So for me, I try to go to bed around 11 p.m. and I'll wake up around 7 a.m. It's a full 8 hours and it leaves me energized for the day. Even Alex talks about his sleep schedule and it isn't bad, but I think it's more about finding what works for you. Now, sure, there is a little bit of truth to this. If you wake up at 4 a.m. but you went to bed at 1 a.m., of course you're going to feel like shit for the rest of the day and you may even start falling to sleep in random places. But overall, I would definitely say sleep times are extremely important for you to manage your day properly.
Next up on the list, we have affirmations. So if you're not familiar with what affirmations are, it's basically where you stand in front of a mirror and you say good things like, I am so successful, I am so sexy, I am so smart, I'm gonna make $1 million, right? Unfortunately, affirmations have absolutely zero science behind them. I think that maybe in theory, you could make you more positive, but there's absolutely no science behind it. I think it's a waste of time, and I think there's much more important and productive self-improvement habits you're gonna see.
Okay, now personally, I do not make affirmations, but I do know plenty of people that do, and it does help them. Now, not to say that Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos does affirmations, especially if you struggle in negative thoughts, affirmations can be something that help you in the short run. Now, sure, if you're Alex from Playing with Fire and you got a nice apartment, you got a hot girlfriend, you're making lots of money, sure, you don't need to affirm yourself that you're great. Your actions are already proving that you're doing everything correctly. However, for most guys and girls that are struggling with relationships and fitness and their health, affirmations can be a good way for boosting yourself. Overall, if you struggle with mental health, affirmations can be something that help you, and they may even boost your day.
Next up, we have journaling. This is something that can be very easily combined with gratitude. And this is basically just taking time out to write about things that happen to you throughout your day and how you feel about it. And this is a good way to grow your self-awareness. But if you're already a person who has a lot of self-awareness and you're in touch with your subconscious, you don't really need to be doing this. And last up, we have
I think even if you have a good amount of self-awareness, you should still journal. I'll sometimes even read what I wrote in the past, and it's always refreshing to see how far I've come. Even now, I just gratitude journaling by just scribbling a few things that I'm thankful for. It's always a nice little thing to read your journal, see how much better you are as a person. And it sometimes can be motivation when you're having a crummy day.
Next up, we have tracking. So what tracking means is that you're monitoring your progress towards each goal that you have. So with fitness, you might be tracking your calories. You might be tracking what kind of weight you're lifting at the gym. I can tell you when I was tracking my calories, I was making a lot more progress than now when I'm not tracking my calories, because it's very easy to basically not get done what you thought you were getting done and backwards rationalize it. So tracking is a really good way to ensure that you're not spinning your wheels and you're actually moving forward towards your goal.
100% agree here. The problem that I see with a lot of beginners nowadays is that they're not tracking their progress. Whether that be the weights they're using in the gym or their weight when they're trying to lose body fat. Sure, you can take 4 steps forward without tracking your progress, but you're going to be taking 2 steps back because again, you're not tracking anything. For me personally, I just track my calories and the weight in the gym that I'm using, as this keeps me hitting my goals. As of right now, I am trying to bulk up, and to make sure I don't overdo it and just get fat, I have to make sure to track my calories. Therefore, I'm putting on the muscle that I want to without putting on too much excess fat. Without tracking, sure, I would definitely get get bigger, but I would also gain a sufficient amount of body fat.
Your goal. Next up, we have NoFap. So NoFap is something that's really popular in the self-development community. And when it comes to being successful with women, I think it's very important. Money, less so. But if you're trying to step up your game, I think this is something that's crucial. Imagine this scenario. Outcome number one is basically a guy who goes to the bar, he gets rejected by a few girls, but he knows he can just go home and jerk off to a girl that's his perfect 10. So what is he gonna do? Well, he's probably just gonna call it quits and go home. Scenario number two, that same guy gets rejected by a few girls, but he knows the only way he's gonna bust a nut is if he pulls back a girl that he's attracted to. Which one of those guys do you think is more likely to be successful? Also, if you're sitting around watching porn a day, that's gonna decondition you and it's gonna give you all kinds of sexual issues. So I think NoFap is something that's very important. You don't have to be religious about it, but if you're jerking off, every day or even several times a week, that's
the one that I wanted to expand on, because while I don't think NoFap is extremely important for going and approaching girls, it can help you get over your anxiety. It's more about stopping an addiction. I would notice that when I would start fapping, I would immediately latch onto these other bad habits. So sure, I would watch Family Therapy, but then afterwards I would start eating brownies and I would think to myself, maybe I can miss this workout. And then I would just sometimes wake up and instead of meditating for 10 minutes like I'm supposed to, I would just literally walk out the door and forget about it. And it wouldn't be until later in the day when I realized, shit, I was supposed to meditate. Fapping is the main way that most guys fall into bad habits. And this is very, very difficult for some people. Sure, again, if you're Alex from Playing with Fire or even someone like Stirling Cooper, you can just say, okay, well, I'm not gonna jerk off, so that way when I am with the girl, my busting is going to be 10 times better because I'm not unloading 6 times a day. But for the rest of the community, especially for those that are on monk mode, this can be especially difficult. As if you don't have a partner, then trying to restrain yourself from sexual stimulation is going to be a lot more difficult. However, if you want to check Hamza's video on NoFap or even Stirling Cooper's video on NoFap, I'll put them in the description. Both of these give really good solutions and they're things that I've incorporated to kick the habit. In general, they're just both great for beginners. Thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. Make sure to check out Alex from Playing with Fire. Make sure to scroll down right now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe, stay smart, and start taking accountability today. Peace.
I know that I'm gone. They see me blowing off, now they say they want some. I got 2 twin Glocks, 3